From an ex-pro's point of view, just going back to Southampton, 5-0 at half-time.
Yes.
Would you prefer the opposition, as Leicester did, to continue to go for the jugular?
Yes.
Or would you want them to just pass it around, take it easy?
You ask me if I'm a Leicester player?
No, if you're a Southampton player.
You hope that they go to sleep at half-time.
No, you're 5-0 down. I mean, would you mind if they took the foot off the gas and didn't go as hard in the second half?
Do you mean this old nonsense about not scoring too many goals?
No. As a Southampton player, you would have preferred that, though, sure.
No. Talk about disrespect.
Right.
Listen, the goal difference matters, especially where Southampton is.
No, from Southampton's point of view.
But that's more disrespectful. Doing that and just knocking the ball around and having all the fans cheering Ole and all that nonsense is far more disrespectful than beating them 9-0.
So that would hurt you more as a player?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No question.
Would you agree?
No question.
Yeah, I don't think they'll be thinking about that at half-time, to be honest.
No, they don't, but...
No, I understand that. Just in the hypothetical, conversational...
I think by that time, the coffin lid's already open.
Right.
You're just about to fall in it, so it doesn't matter. It's not if, it's when. So it's... I don't know what conversation they would have had at half-time, but... You know, I'm sure it was the usual. We've all seen it. Everybody's looking at each other. And then when you get a team like this, who really lack a bit of leadership and quality, I'll guarantee you in that dressing room, everyone was blaming everybody else.
Right.
That's how it works.
You're just hoping that Leicester down tools at 5-0. If you're Southampton, you sit in the dressing room and you've seen it before, teams are so far ahead at half-time that the second half becomes just a non-event. Unfortunately for Southampton, Leicester's manager wouldn't let that happen. And Leicester's, the group of players they have right now, apart from Vardy, they've got plenty of youth, they've got plenty of energy, plenty of desire. They just want to keep getting after it and scoring goals. So unfortunately for Southampton, that's why they didn't down tools.
Tell them what's the good news for Southampton?
Next up, Manchester City and Manchester City in the Cup and the League. What's worse, this thrashing or being 3-0 up at half-time then losing 4-3? Like with the last... Like, what would hit you in the gut more?
9.
As a pro? A 9?
9.
Yeah.
9. Yeah.
Gab, 9-0. You hate this as an Italian, don't you?
Look, I always say it has to be within the cultural context, right? If people think that you're showing respect by scoring, if that's the expectation, although I heard some contradicting thing there because I also heard some people there saying, well, if you're Southampton, you hope they down tools. Certainly from Ralph Hasenhüttl's perspective,
what are you talking about?
Regularly ran up the score
what are you on
in
about?
Germany. That's how you show...
What are you talking about? What are you on about contradicting? Contradicting what?
Well, you said if you're Southampton, you hope that they down tools.
Correct. Well, how do I contradict myself?
Well, because if you hope that they down tools, then wouldn't you rather that they continue respecting you by beating you up?
No,
Gab,
let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to you. There's a complete difference. When I said down tools, I'm talking about stopping making the runs forward and stopping closing the ball down and all those things and just saying, you know what, we've got a game next weekend. That's a different ball game.
So you hope that they stop at 5?
That's a different ball game to taking the mick, getting... If you've got people like Neymar, that's why we criticise Neymar, because he tries to disrespect the opposition. That's what I meant. Never mind contradicting myself.
I have absolutely no problem with people scoring a lot of goals, even after 10 men, even when you're 5-0 up at halftime, if that is what the cultural context demands. Ralph Hasenhüttl can have no problem because he would regularly run up the score back when he was in Germany. That fits in German culture as well. I have no issue with this. What I do have issue with is the reason that Southampton didn't do what Craig said that they should do, at 3-0 down, keep it tight as senior pro, go forward, the back, whatever, and why they continue to play so open and run so hard and press, is that he plays pressing football. I think he actually asked them to continue pressing that way. Pressing and playing in that way when it's 11v11 is hard enough. Playing that way when you're a man down, trying to press all over the pitch when you're a man down, is suicidal because there's always going to be an opponent that's open and they're just going to take you to the sword. And that's what Leicester did. So when Hasenhüttl says he takes 100% of the responsibility, you can share it with his players if he likes, but this is on him.
Which is what my point was initially. With any player, which is any player's worth of salt, which clearly most of these at Southampton are not. With any player's worth of salt, after the manager said to do that, you did it for 5 or 10 minutes maximum. Right. You were getting a run around, you go, right, don't care what he says. End of story. This is what we do. That's proper senior, experienced professionals, not people that just. If he tells you to go and jump off the cliff, you're going to do it. At the end of the day, too many players now, I think, are too absorbed in what the coach says. Sometimes, and it's a bit old school, sometimes you've got to take responsibility on the field and make some decisions for what's best for your team.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.